They say forgiveness is the final act of love, but for Erika Kirk, it was the first step toward survival. Her story doesn't begin with tragedy, it begins with joy. A woman in love, a mother, a partner to a man whose laughter filled rooms and whose presence anchored her world. They built a life together, one rooted in faith, family, and purpose. But one ordinary day, that life was shattered. A single gunshot, a senseless act, and suddenly Erika was a widow. The man she kissed goodbye that morning would never return. The news came like a tidal wave, sirens, flashing lights, a phone call that broke her. In the days that followed, grief became her shadow. She moved through rooms that felt colder, quieter, haunted by absence. Friends brought casseroles and condolences, but nothing filled the void. Her children asked questions she couldn't answer, and in the silence of night she asked God why. Why him? Why now? Why this? The man who pulled the trigger was caught. A face she didn't know, a name she'd never heard, and yet he had changed her life forever. Erika sat in court just feet away from him. She didn't scream, she didn't cry, she prayed. And in that prayer, something unexpected happened. A whisper, a nudge, a voice inside her heart. Forgive him. She resisted. How could she forgive someone who stole everything? But the whisper grew louder. Not for him, for you. Forgiveness wasn't about absolution. It was about liberation. Erika knew that if she held on to hate, it would consume her. So she made a choice. A radical, defiant, holy choice. She forgave him, not because he deserved it, but because she deserved peace. She stood before cameras, before microphones, before a nation hungry for vengeance, and said the words that stunned the world. I forgive the man who killed my husband. Some called her brave, others called her naive, but Erika didn't flinch. She knew her truth. Forgiveness didn't erase the pain, it transformed it. She began speaking at churches, schools, prisons, anywhere people carried wounds. She told them, your story doesn't end with tragedy, it begins with what you choose next. Her message rippled outward. Survivors found hope. Offenders found remorse. Communities found healing. Erika became a symbol not of weakness, but of strength. She wrote a letter to the shooter, not to excuse him, but to release herself. I don't know your story, she wrote, but I know mine. And I refuse to let it be defined by hate. She never received a reply, but she didn't need one. Her healing wasn't dependent on his apology. It was rooted in her own grace. Psychologists studied her journey. Faith leaders quoted her. Documentaries were made. But Erika remained grounded. She planted a tree in her husband's memory, watched it grow with her children, and taught them that love is stronger than death. Her story is not just about loss, it's about legacy. About choosing light in the darkest places. About reclaiming your life from the hands of trauma. Today, Erika Kirk stands not as a victim, but as a voice. A voice that says, forgiveness is not forgetting, it's remembering with compassion. And in a world fractured by violence, her story reminds us that healing is possible. That grace is powerful, that even in the aftermath of unimaginable pain, we can choose to rise, not because it's easy, but because it's the only way forward.